Hi, in this video I will cover how to load Hugging Face models into Amazon SageMaker and then get inference endpoints. We know Amazon SageMaker is a fully managed service where we can load a large language model and then train if you want and then get inference endpoints. But in this video, I just want to show you a demo how we can load open source large language models, especially from Hugging Face. So Hugging Face is kind of a repo for large language models, so that from there we can load a large language model according to our need and then get inference endpoint in Hugging Face, in SageMaker. Let us see how we can do that. I will explain in a step-by-step process. First, what is Hugging Face, and then how we can utilize SageMaker for loading Hugging Face models. We'll see the demo. So before that, if you are new to the channel, hi, I am Ramendra Kumar Rajendran. I have more than 10 years of experience in data engineering, especially on cloud data architecture and then data analytics. Let's dive into the demo. So now we will see what actually we are going to do. So we are going to load Hugging Face model into Amazon SageMaker for text generation. For this demo, I picked up Microsoft Pi 3. It's a small model. This is how we are going to arrange our session. First, we have an overview of introduction of Hugging Face and SageMaker, and then loading Hugging Face model into Pi 3 into SageMaker, creating an inference endpoint and generating text using the endpoint. We will first go through a overview about Hugging Face. So if you don't know about Hugging Face is a GitHub repo kind of for large language models. Especially, it is open, so many open source models are hosted here. If you go to Hugging Face main page, you can see a lot of models, data sets. So to train the model, and if you want, you can use this data set to train the model. So now we are going to concentrate only on Hugging Face. If in your field, you can explore whatever. Just go to the Hugging Face.co.models and then you can explore. So in our specific demo, we are going to use Microsoft Phi 3. It's a powerful model. So Phi 3 mini instruct, it is Phi 3.5 mini instruct. So here we can see the model code. The model summary shows like this: Phi 3 is a lightweight state-of-art open model built upon datasets. User of Phi 3 synthetic data and filtering public level data websites. So you can go through these things, but this is a pretty decent model. With model, by using this model, you can train it on your own dataset, and then you can get inference from that one. So for your understanding, let us see how behaves. This is a sample inference endpoint given by Hugging Face itself. So let me type. It's pretty decent model. If you see the size of the model, like I can show you. So if you go to here, so it is 4.97 plus almost 5 plus 3, 8 GB, around 8 GB. So easily it's a small model where you can have a smaller GPU to load it and get inference endpoints. So you can see the model says 3.82 billion parameters, and then 10 setup is BF16. So let us see how we can use this and load it into SageMaker. Let's go to the SageMaker. So for SageMaker, you should have AWS account, and so AWS account, just type in SageMaker here. Yeah, so let's wait. So once we SageMaker is a platform provided by AWS. You can deploy a model, or if you want, you can model in Hugging Face. Model in SageMaker. Then you can get inference endpoints. So all in one, it's managed by AWS. So you don't want to do any heavy lifting of creating a server and installing all those stuff. So it's all done at the background by AWS SageMaker itself. But we need to pay the price for that one. So make sure you are using the inference endpoint in such a way that once it is done, you in case you are testing, and then if you are using production, make sure you use serverless endpoint or usage. So this is pretty costly, but keep in mind. So once you get into AWS SageMaker, there are different options in the left side. So if you go to Studio, so there are Studio, Canvas, and all those stuff. But now we are going to getting a Studio. So if we go to getting started, since I already have a domain, and then a domain has users as well. So let us go to Amazon SageMaker. So once if you go here, you see a setup for a single user. This is a quick setup. So once you click this one, it will create a domain and then user as well. So that it will all the privileges, so it can able to access. So now I already created it. In case if you are new, you can just click in this button. It will create sometime, but it will create a domain and a user inbuilt a default user so that you can use straight away. So I will go to the studio. I will explain what a studio is. A studio is a kind of default user profile selected. So I go to studio here. So if you go to studio, so it will give you can in whichever way you want. Usually I with a Jupyter Lab, so that is the easiest and straightforward method to develop a script to do inference or deploying a game face model. Yeah, so but this is how you the blade look like for AWS SageMaker Studio. So if you can go home, running instances, data, all these things you can explore. But in this demo, I will just use Jupyter Lab to create a Jupyter. So Jupyter Lab will be used to create a Jupyter Python notebook. So I'll Jupyter Lab and you see already there is one instance running in my SageMaker Studio. So if I vote, you can see what it actually, it's just like a simple Jupyter notebook. In the back we have the machine which runs this notebook. So while creating a Jupyter Lab, like you can create a Jupyter Lab space, here it will ask, for example, you can give any name and then make it as private if you want to use for your purpose only. If you want to share with your domain, so you can add users to the domain and you can share this notebook as well. So you can create a space. So once you click create space, it will ask for a machine which has done in the background. So now we can give different default machines like which it will run the Jupyter notebook. This one you can choose it a minimum configuration, but for deploying actual model you need to choose a machine with which is capable of running that particular large language model. So now this I am not going to do. So I will go back to my original one which I created already. So this one I can delete it. Okay, I will do it later. So I already opened the Jupyter Lab. Okay, so this just I'm doing some testing. So I'll create a new notebook. Okay, so here you can like give a naming convention like 5.3 demo. Okay, so now we go to Hugging Face. It was a really straightforward method where if you go on click on deploy, so it will give the deploy scripts for different service providers. Either you can use serverless inference which is provided by Hugging Face itself, or sorry, this is the inference endpoints given by Hugging Face. This is for prototyping, I think. I never tried this. Then you can use Amazon SageMaker as what we are going to do, and then Azure ML as well, Google Cloud and Spaces. So I will just click Amazon SageMaker and it will give SageMaker SDK code where you can deploy and get the inference. So I will just copy this code. It's as simple as that. Just paste it here. Okay. So here this code like we are AWS SageMaker SDK. So these are all just imports, basic import like import SageMaker bot03 for AWS, getting AWS credentials. And then this like for Hugging Face previously, if you want to use we need to get the model into S3 bucket and then from there only we need to do. But now there's a straightforward method where we don't want to do those things. So we have try and accept block like index to get the same role and then attach it to this particular instance where we are going to run. These are all you already know, like, but now I'm going to use only X large, which is fairly enough. If you want, I can show the pricing. This is for X large, which have 4 CPU, 16 GB of memory. So we already saw that 5.3 that but limit, I think it is almost 8 GB. I can show you here. Yeah, so 5 plus 3 8 GB. So ours is sufficient. Like I go G5 X large, which is having 4 CPUs and then memory of 16 GB. Yeah, so now we need to run. Okay, so this hub we are going to give the model ID. So this is the model card, like what we say model ID. If you click on the model card, yeah, so yeah, copy here. You can copy from here, copy the model. So because this is the model, like from how you specifying to fetch from Hugging Face hub. The same it is copied here, and then yeah. So now GPUs I'm going to use only one GPU. So even though this one has 4, yeah, one GPU, I'm going to use only one. We are just mentioning it here. Yeah, so let us do this. It will take some time, and then after that we will get the endpoint. So I will this. Yeah, it's now running. It will take some time. In the meantime, I will show you like what's happening in the backend. So if you go to inference and endpoints, you can see endpoint creating. Yeah, so just now started. So if you click on this particular endpoint, so what it's actually, it will deploy a machine according to our configuration, and then fetch the model and load it into the particular machine, and then it will be ready for inference. So just running the code, you don't want to do any installation or package managing. All the stuff is taken care by SageMaker. Let us see what's going on here. It will take some time, or some time I will come back. Yeah, so we point ready for our inference. So it took almost 5 to 6 minutes. Once you see in service, then you are to get the inference. So if you see, like, yeah, so the predicted or predict inputs, we are giving the form of like we need to give in this format as inputs, and my name is Clara and I am. So it's generated text. Okay, so sequence. So the same way we will also give, like, we will with some more inputs. We are going to give the request in the same way. We will try this. Okay. So if the woman express regularly is current visual. Okay. So Python model, base model, we can fine tune according to our requirement, and then it behaves as expected. So now our model is we Python mini instruct model into a SageMaker instance, and we configured like what instance we need. Like this is an instance YAML G5X large, and then initial instance count is equal to 1, and then container startup health. Like this is just like for checking the health, and this is the input. So the same way, like we have the endpoint here. So if you see, this is the inference endpoint. From where we can get the inference. Okay, so this one can use as an API endpoint, and then on top of this we can develop our own systems. And the here is that, like, most of them have their data securely placed in S3 or somewhere in AWS, either in the databases or in their own vaults. So now if you have a large language model which has to do inference on your sensitive data, then this is a way where you can utilize SageMaker to confine within your network, and then run inferences on your data, which is totally under your controls. You are not going to go your data or by sending data to a third party large language models. This is one pain point where we are from the enterprise customers to have on their own infrastructure. Okay, so now this endpoint we can also test with Postman. I will show you how to test with Postman as well. So open Postman. This is setting. Okay, I will create a new one. Okay, so post. Okay, so authorization, this is a part where there is a AWS signature authorization. So this you need to have first, and then only we can go for invoking. Okay, so where endpoint, this is our endpoint. I will copy this endpoint. You can just have a post request. So during authorization, we need to have AWS access key and secret key, and need to get SageMaker as a service name. So getting access key and secret key for this particular service is out of scope of this video, but you can find a number of videos how to create these keys. So once you create the key, then you need to input here and then go to body. Now we are going to paste the request in the raw format. As before, we need to how we need to do the inference like previously the Jupyter notebook. The same way we need to do. So let us give this one, it should be in a JSON format. Let us try this. Yeah, so it endpoint, and it got back the generated text. So John is a agent, the argument present. Okay, so these are all like it. So keep in mind, based upon that only we can get the generated text. So this is how we can actually test using Postman, building anything on top of this one on this point, and we can lambda function, or we can use a Node.js application. Whatever way you want, you can have that one as a front end, and then in the back end you can call this inference endpoints to do the work. Hope you will like this video. If you like, please subscribe. Thank you.